Hi, this is Marta with Universal Power Tarot, and these messages we bring you today are supposed to encourage, elevate, and empower you guys. Hi, my friends. How are you doing? Welcome, Aries and other people who feel drawn to this reading. It's basically timeless. I know it's recorded in the end of February of 2024, but whenever it reaches you, it's yours at that time. Also, don't go too much via signs here on this channel. Just go with your intuition, whatever speaks to you via thumbnail or other things that just are drawing you in, then that's for you, okay? Let's have a look into your current energies, Aries, and what you need to know to encourage, elevate, and empower you on your personal and spiritual growth journey. So let's see. Do we have for Aries, please? Yes. We have the Hermit, Virgo energies, but very much, you know, contemplating is what I'm getting here. And I forgot to mention that before that I heard something which was comfortable, to get comfortable. So maybe you have gotten comfortable here, Aries. It's very un-Aries-like, I have to say, like in terms of energies with the Hermit here, you know, to get comfortable in this position and not to rush forward and do things, because you're very much a go-getter. So those energies and just sitting with it and being comfortable with it, that is something that is rather not so typical for your energy, but also a good attribute to have, because in terms of balance, you know, taking action and then resting, that's a really good thing. It's a really good idea in terms of balancing, listening to your body, getting comfortable in the situation as it is. I know that throughout like the whole month of February, I felt like the energies were a bit stagnant, you know, didn't want to move so much. In terms of if you had projects, for example, or had ideas in how things would be going or how fast they would be going, they would have slowed you down most likely, unless you were pushing against them. But that also means that you might have been running yourself empty here if you did that. Yeah, hang on. I just need to, you know, get comfortable too. Nice cup of tea, favorite flavor, that sort of a thing. That's also the Hermit. Maybe you also didn't like to go out as much, you know, really had to retreat a little bit in terms of social contacts here. But it's interesting because what I do see here too are like kind of like the breadcrumbs that lead up to you. So if someone really wanted to get in touch with you, they definitely could. They definitely could, because the breadcrumbs are here. They may indeed be someone that is coming in for you, either romantic or not, but it feels like someone that might be coming in here. That's the energy I'm getting from this, and it comes from the breadcrumbs, like from your energetic breadcrumbs that you're leaving on that trail. So your energetic imprints, I want to say, that you have left on this trail up to where you are. So someone may have gotten curious, like, oh, what exactly is up there? Like, I can feel someone up there. And these things often also happen like unconsciously, much like, you know, the chemical smell of a person. That's what attracts us to a partner, for example, like strongly or not. And it's much the same, like that energetic imprint that you currently carry can be very, I'm hearing like charismatic, but it can draw people in quite a bit, despite you being in hermit mode. So don't be surprised if someone's like ding dong at your door, or you're running into someone by accident somewhere because they just felt drawn to, you know, take that detour or to go that way instead of another. And that has to do with your energetic imprint here. Very interesting. This one, no. This one, yes. Page of Pentacles is what you have next. Some of you are starting to practice yoga or have started to practice yoga. Yoga is one of these things like astrology. You can get really, really good at it, but it also requires some time, I want to say here. But some of you have been, you know, practicing a lot of self-care here too. Again, grant yourself some time for newly found methods, for newly found practices to really integrate into your life here, Aries, okay? Because some of these things, they do take time until we're really in it, or sometimes we do too much and then we don't want to do it anymore, or want to do it like 10 days later. You know, needing to find a balance here too, possibly. Or so it fits your life, because that's what ultimately, you know, is happening, to make something fit your life, and not because everyone else is doing it a certain way, to automatically assume that it fits your life as well. You need to make it fit your life. This one, no. This one, yes. Ace of Cups is your next card here. Again, I'm getting a very withdrawn feeling here from you, Aries. It's super interesting, but a comfortable feeling, like that's okay. Or like in hermit mode, but it's a comfortable feeling, and focusing on self. I'm getting meditation here too, so there's definitely self-care. Some of you are really on your spiritual path to be like, okay, I'm gonna set this routine in place. I'm gonna do my yoga. I'm gonna do the breath work. I'm gonna open my heart. I'm gonna do the Ho'oponopono. I'm gonna do the meditations. I'm gonna tap myself in. I'm gonna keep myself grounded. I'm gonna learn how to properly do it, and, you know, make it so it fits my life, which is great. And that's what I'm feeling here. And maybe that's why your life may have been put on pause for a little bit here, Aries, because of that reason, because then you actually do have the time to do these things. And that's funny. Some of you actually, and I need to say this before I say the other thing, some of you actually lost your job here. This is nothing that's going to happen. This would have been something that already happened. But at the time it feels uncomfortable, right? And you feel like, oh my gosh, what's happening? Maybe financially as well. First of all, I need to tell you, you'll be fine. Second of all, it doesn't feel good. So at first, or maybe even feels like, oh, finally, could have felt like that as well. But it gets better and better, because you're coming into the understanding that you should have learned a couple of things during that timeout, or during that maybe no contact with other people for some reason, and you didn't understand why that was. Well, it was for those reasons. So you could come across different self-care techniques here, maybe even deepen your bond with spirit, find it, you know. And it's funny, because in retrospect, we of course see these things and we're like, ah, okay, I get it now. When they first happen, it's like, oh, really? And it's along those lines. That's what I'm feeling. But I'm feeling you in a very comfortable place right now, Aries. More of those? No. And that's great. And you must already be in that reflective type of a space where... where you can reflect on what has happened and see the benefit in the situation. Yes, okay. Gateway of Light activation. I kind of was feeling that an oracle card wanted to come in. I'm actually gonna, you know, take another sip of that yummy tea. Totally. I kind of want to sit here and take a break with you in a way. It's funny. And before I might not have. This is so interesting too, you know, just taking a cup of tea, sitting outside, gazing at whatever you have, you know, outside your windows, or if you have a porch, sitting on your porch, just with a cup of tea and relaxing and enjoying it, and not having to be like, go, go, go all the time. I really feel you're quite comfortable here in this position. If you are not yet, please know that that's what's unfolding here for you, and just ease into it. You know, give up the resistance towards the situation, giving up the resistance to what is, and accept it for what it is. It is what it is. Sometimes, and we, like human beings, have a huge talent for making things a lot more complicated because of our thought processes, or when the mind gets involved too much, and when we're too much in the future already, or too much in the past instead of in the present, where things are really great often, but have a tendency sometimes to mess it up by thinking too much in the future. What if it isn't going to work out? Like, oh my God, let's freak out in the present moment, although nothing has happened already, right? And every one of us knows what this feels like. Or we're in the past, oh, do you remember this? Yeah, that really sucked. You know, instead of being here right now and being like, this cup of tea is awesome, like that's perfect. So remember that, please, okay? All right, additional oracle card for you, my sweeties. This one, yeah, woo, wow. Okay, right here. Wow. We're just talking about future thinking. I think it's meant in a different way here, but it says future thinking. You have the Arcturian light codes, which are really strong, I have to say. Those are really strong and powerful downloads, evolutionary downloads, recalling power, future thinking. Fantastic, but this is big. There's a lot of extraterrestrial energy that comes in with that too. That can also be uncomfortable at first. I can really feel it. This isn't like small energy, this is big energy. Some of you may have gotten in touch recently, or, you know, with the Arcturians, with the Arcturian race. You may also identify as an Arcturian starseed. I find it interesting that we have the Ace of Cups here. It's almost like you have a guide with you, Aries, like an Arcturian guide who is teaching you. It's like this, like in my cards, it's like this. This is first, and then this came second. So teaching you how to meditate. So you may indeed in meditation all of a sudden feel like, oh, I need to touch my heart, or I need to touch wherever in your body you feel guided to touch at this moment. And then you do this. And it's because you have a guide present who is showing you, hey, this is how you open your heart chakra, for example. And again, the mind, if we allow the mind to enter, then that can kind of complicate things. Also with this, it's the same in meditation. Stepping back is kind of like required. Also when we're channeling, same thing. You kind of take yourself back, you're taking a back seat, and you're allowing what wants to come in to come in. Obviously not everything that wants to come in. You have to, you know, set the parameter, like love and light exclusively, for example. Highest Christ light, you know, unconditional love, that sort of thing. I highly recommend you do that so that not everything comes in, obviously, but set that perimeter and then step back and have trust and have faith. But it really looks to me like that guide, very interesting. They're also now saying future self, which can be totally interesting. If you're going down that road, it's really like future self came in to teach you as your now self how to do certain things, or, you know, maybe even as an explanation later why, you know. And that can come in more as in a feeling type of a sense rather than in a mental type of a sense. And when that happens, it really clicks, I want to say, because feelings are often really necessary in order for us to click, to be like, oh my gosh, yes, now I get it. Because you may have read it before or seen it before. Yes, in our mental capacity, we sometimes understand things, but then the emotional component of it, to get a handle on this and get a grasp on that, that is a different type of understanding, different type of learning, I feel like. Okay? Aries, we'll take this over to Patreon. If you're interested, you're more than welcome to follow us. Link is down below. It's $11.11 a month, and it is for the whole month. It's not just for this extended, but for every extended created within that month. You can cancel at any time. There's over 800 posts over there, I think, and half of those, more than half of those, like 500 or something, are readings that you would gain access to. I need to say, however, that I have slowed down my pace right now. I don't know if it's going to pick up anytime soon because there have been a bunch of changes on my end. And so I'm not putting out 4 readings a week right now like I used to be. It's more like 2 or 3 a week right now, just so you're aware, in case you're considering joining Patreon, so you know. Okay, we've reduced the pace here a little bit. Okay, all right, I love you. Thank you for being here, and be really well. Much love, light, and shadow to you. I'll see you over on Patreon or next time. Bye.